doing the second day of my walkthrough learning experience through Postman. For those of you who saw yesterday, I got as far as opening this footballdata.org API response, which has a series of different competitions returned, and looking at these particular key value pairs, loading these in as JavaScript objects, and then opening these key value pairs and performing checks against them. To do that, I created, I didn't know how to do it at the time. Actually, there's a much simpler way, a get value for key command function, which I use to retrieve individual key value pairs and go through the hierarchy. And I'm just continuing with that now. So, a couple of things. I also fixed the sound problems from yesterday. I noticed that the sound was coming through twice, so everything I said would be repeated. There was some sort of feedback, and I've dealt with that. I believe so anyway, so I should only hear my voice once. In the meantime, I'll just continue programming and create some more tests. Probably move on to different feeds and tell you what I'm doing each time. A lot of it is learning JavaScript. It's, like I said, it's not a language I'm that familiar with, and there was a bit of checking regarding various APIs and various frameworks related specifically to Postman. Particularly its pm assembly. Actually, I've got some additional resources here, which I'll show you. Where's my mouse? He used an assertion library called chij.com, chij.js.com, sorry, and this explains the assertions much better. Those that follow on from the PM library, and this explains, and it's actually quite a powerful BDD library, a lot more powerful than I thought when I first saw it. So this is a set of assertion styles: expect, should, differences, should extras. I've been doing almost all of my work in expect. Expect appears to be the most powerful BDD library. You have these commands and you can string them together in language chains. So you can have expect some JavaScript object to not have property B, or to be an array but does not include 3. It looks really good actually, and a brilliant sort of nested library. So I mean, part of today and future sessions with Postman will be to learn how to write BDD tests in this way. It's a newer style that they've implemented, also improving my JavaScript. So shall I carry on? I'll keep working and I'll occasionally talk about the steps I'm doing, the thought processes. Move this back over here. So this is the API endpoint I'm calling api.football-data.org/v1/competitions, and this one has various links to various other nodes that bring teams, fixtures, league tables for different competitions. So if I just open this in some web browser, I'll bring this back over. This is what it looks like. Unfortunately, it's put in raw format, so it's not that pleasant to look at. Let me see how it looks in Google Chrome actually. down to various nodes by footballing tournament. So this one's here is the English Premier League. This one here is the English League Championship. This one, that's League One, so there's a bunch from the UK. You've got the Bundesliga, 2 top leagues in the Bundesliga. Primera Division, which I think is Spanish. No, Ligue 1, Ligue 2, which is French. Primera Division, which I think is Spanish, I think. Serie A, which is Italian, of course. Well, Primera League is Spanish, sorry. Champions League, Australian A-League, etc. So I'll be playing around with all of these at some point. Each of these have their own, sub competition API functions. So here you go. This one here pulls out a league table for Champions League, and these are broken down by different groups. That's how the Champions League works. So I didn't create this. This is some external web API I'm just using to learn. So it hasn't been updated. That's weird. Bizarre. But in Group A you have CSK Moscow, Manchester United, FC Basel, and Glasgow Celtic. And then you can look down to the rest of them too. Move this back. That's kind of an idea of the API I'm playing around with or testing against. So what I'll do, I'll actually comment this out because I don't need this yet. What I'll do first of all is I'm going to refactor this get value for key. What I was using this for was, so I get my JSON response. It comes through as a JavaScript object, and the first object is the first item on that list. So I'll just show you how this works. I'll just do, for those who didn't see it yesterday, or just do console.log JSON response. This just returns the entire response to this GET request. Send. So that's your that's the response, looking much nicer. And I'm concentrating on this one for the moment. This set of links, this information. Now this is the Brazilian League, and then below that you've got the EPL, English Premier League. I'll concentrate on this for the moment. So this retreat. So what happens is this sends a request. The response comes back as pm.response.json, and it gets loaded as a JavaScript object. So if I view Postman console, which is what this console dot console.log JSON response refers to. I need to run it again, hold on. This is the array, and this JavaScript object has an array in it. This is the first object in the array, and that's what I'm refactoring on. Actually, no, I think this returns just an array, actually. Yeah, this response.json. And, so, just get rid of that, just to show where I'm at. JSON response is the first item in that array, and because JavaScript is uses null indexing, I have to use 0 for it, as opposed to 1 like you might have another language. I can't think of one actually. Send that again. Alright. Oh, I've closed it. Oh, bollocks. Alright. See, this is the thing about Twitch and live streaming, you know. I'm not editing this. This is going out as it is. Better or for worse. And so there'll be times where I cock up, where I make some silly error. And it's all part of the learning experience. And if you watch idiots like me, you'll probably make a few mistakes yourself. What it's all about. Okay, so you only get just the Brazilian League items responded here, returned here, and one of them is get value for key. One of them is key value where key is ID. Now I want to check that's equal to 444. It is. And this should always return, unless they change the feed, this should always return a pass. Because this assertion, pm.expect, states that this that the value corresponding to this ID equals 444, and it does. So if I click send, get rid of that for the moment, comment it out. This is the the test here, pass, top competition ID 444. And this corresponds to this. Now, just to show it's not a, not a false positive, we'll change this to some other value, 4144, which obviously it's not, as you can see in that feed below. Click send, and it should fail. That's the idea anyway. As you can see, only 4 out of the 5 tests have passed. And you can see why. It's because 444 equal should 4144 is wrong. It tries to match the expected value. And the actual response returned in the feed 444. If I and it fails, obviously. Just remove that again. So go back to this for a minute. I might just do a couple of entries for for number of teams and number of games, just so it can be completed. What I might just do is I might actually refactor all of this. Well, not this one. When I start doing league tables, I might refactor some of this code into a separate function, and then literally just reduce these to one line. For the moment, I'm just going to cut and paste it. Actually, no. Actually, I will refactor it because I can replace everything with it. So what I'm going to do is move this to a new function and call it directly. And then get rid of that line entirely. I'll say check. Forget to say assert value for key, and then the first one will be key expected value. Let me just finish this off for a minute. I'm just posting this on Twitter so that people who follow me on Twitter actually know I'm streaming. I've got to do that before the start. Now, do I put the assertion in here, or do I return it? There's probably no point, really. Actually, I'll do index. Because I want to use this as well for, doing other competitions listed there, which have in that array that have different indices. So what I'll do is I'll replace that with index. Now, do I put the assertion in here? Probably no harm done if I do. Or do I return some value? I'll leave the assertion in, because otherwise I'm kind of negating the use of this BDD language. Well, so the problem is, because JavaScript is a dynamically typed language, it doesn't really matter when I'm passing in through expected value. Oh, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. Let's see if this works. We'll do it for the first one. Actually, I'll remove that at the moment because it's a duplicate. Now I'll change this to JSON selected object. Competition. Nah. Do I need to call it that? I'll just leave it as JSON object. JSON subindex. I'll just say JSON selected object. It's not JSON anymore actually, it's a JavaScript object. Maybe I'll just change it to selected object in that case. You see, there's no point calling it. And I'll just call this response. Let's just see what happens if I take this out. Let's write a assert value for key. So like I said, I'm still quite new to JavaScript, so there's a lot to learn, I think. So that'll be 0. That'll be ID. That'll be 444. Then everything just feeds through here. I'm going to replace get value for key as well. Well, it's less of a priority, I think. I'm actually thinking this is probably quite computationally wasteful. However, with the it's a fairly small number of objects in the list, so it's probably alright as it is. What's it like? Maybe 15 competitions and maybe 20 teams in the league. So I'm not worth worrying about really. Let me just send this and see what happens. Okay, test results. Yeah. Let me just see what happens if I change it to something else. Yeah, fails. Write the other values. Not that I expect any problems here. I mean, this will definitely fail because it's returned the wrong league. Yep. It's 445, it should be 44. Fine, all good. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll refactor all of these. That becomes caption. And obviously the benefit of refactoring is that moving these into functions is that if I make a change that would be inside a cert value of the key, it would I'd just change it there. I wouldn't have to change it in each individual test, which would be a pain and likely to cause an error. Now regarding the music, which is probably worth mentioning this, it's chiptune type stuff. Twitch states there's only a certain type of set of songs that you can play on its channel without breaking copyright rules. And this is a particular playlist approved by Twitch. Set of songs that have been allocated or agreed with various licenses, with various record studios. I'm actually getting quite annoyed with chiptune. I'll try something else. Bollocks. Keep getting the wrong button. See if there's any better. I might switch it off if it gets really annoying. Depending on what the sound quality is like, I'll probably post this on YouTube afterwards. This clip. I'm live for now. Hello! Okay, this one here. So the problem with this line is I can only really refactor. This is not going to be easy to refactor, and I can't use this function this way because actually JSON links is a sub-object of this. So unless I do something recursive and apply it to this, I'll come back to this one. I might do a separate one just for links. Might just give it some thought. So this one here, that would be current match day. I might just rename this from current. I also might rename top competition. It's kind of meaningless. I wish it would be crap naming. Really got caught out with that lowercase d then. Okay, before I continue, let me just see this run, just in case I made a mistake. Oh, I made a mistake there. Oh. Now, while I'm doing this, probably worth asking, saying why I decided to do live streaming. I'm just a fan of watching Twitch, really, and seeing all the other people streaming sports, and I'm not great, I don't play a lot of computer games in particular, playing lots of esports and playing various games online. I'm not a big gamer particularly. I actually follow a number of the programming channels on here and the creative ones. Those people, and those people inspired me. I'm a software tester myself. I'm one of the two co-chairs of Sydney Testers, a software testing group here in Sydney, Australia, where I live. And I just finished the course I'm doing at uni for this semester, and I decided I'd devote quite a bit of time in the next couple of months to learning test automation, getting my programming chops back in order, because I haven't programmed much in the past 6 months, and partly because the course I was doing last semester wasn't a programming course at all. It was something in the arts department, actually doing 3D graphics, which was a lot of fun. It's left me a bit rusty, actually, I think. I always find that if I haven't programmed for some weeks, and I'm not doing a test automation job at the moment, so I don't really program at all at work, and it means basically that just try it again. No, number of teams 20, number of match days. Current match day, number of match days 38. I did that right. I'm not going to do last updated. Number of games, number of teams. I did that, so that's number of games. 380. So I decided I would just do some, live streaming on here. I thought it would be great, if I got into conversation with people online and, who like programming. I'm not going to just be doing test automation. I mean, there's a bunch of programming projects I want to get back to doing. Some game stuff, and I want to learn how to use Unity. I'm thinking that the next particular stream I'll be doing won't actually be test automation, won't be this. It'll be a project I'm doing to create test data in Python using Monte Carlo methods. I've had this idea for a while, and I'm going to start working on it. It shouldn't take me. I'm much more comfortable in Python than I am in JavaScript, and I've got more of a clear idea of what I want, and how to achieve it. So I'll probably end up. It'll probably be a lot smoother than this. Oh god, what have I done? Oh, I know what it is. Silly me, yes. Put these in brackets. No, I put these in quotes, that's why. That's in quotes. This doesn't have to be in quotes. See, as you can see, what's happened here is that these test results failed because it's trying to compare 38, a number, to 38, a string. In JavaScript, it's pretty quirky, and regarding its comparison. Now, I think this uses a deep equals, which I'm not quite sure how it works in terms of the algorithm, but clearly it does type checking. And it's a bit more robust than the 3 equal signs. One that they usually get in JavaScript. Okay, this is interesting. What have I done here? Current match day. This is now failing. You can see the assertion. The results of that test. So let's have a look at current match day and see where I went wrong. So that says 38. Current match date here says 38. Is current match date, isn't it? Yeah. It's returning a null. And I know why. It's because that's lowercase. I'll change it here as well. Yeah, couldn't read. Let me try this again. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to refactor this. I mean, I could put this. I could put all of this inside the same function and call it links. And say assert link for key. That could work. It'd be the simplest thing to do. I might actually do that. Or I could actually break these up into two separate functions, and that would help me in terms of in the future if I have to delve down quite deeply into each of these. However, looking at this particular feed, you only have, I suppose, two layers. You know, this one here, or two objects. If you think of this as a tree, that would be this would be the first node, that would be the second, or the root node, that would be the first, and there'd be as many of these as there are, you know, competitions. And then this would be the second, which would be links. Now this takes you to the second one quite comfortably. No, it takes you, well, there's three actually, because each of these is a node in itself. So, this takes you to the second, that takes you to the third. Now, this file doesn't have any that are deeper than href, sorry, than self, teams, fixtures, league table. I don't know how the others are like. So if I wanted to achieve a suitable test of each of these, well, a suitable check of each of these, that they match teams, fixtures, etc., I should be able to just use this as it is. Replace the key here. Keep that as linked. So I might actually put that in. Now keep that as links. So like it's all of this is called links for each competition in the table. Sorry, for each competition in the response. And href is always the same. But then I could reuse the code in other feeds. Yeah, I'll do that actually. What I'll do is I'll just copy that. That to start. And I'll say assert value for links item. I'll take the third level. Maybe actually. But that's meaningless. Somebody hasn't seen the feed. However, only developers have changed that. Well, I'll just say for links, these are all under links in this field, in this response. Sorry, I'm just googling something regarding JavaScript objects. Alright, sub-objects, if you will, or... So this has been returned. Go back to here. This is a JSON response. This is not an array. This is just an object with 4 other objects, of which each of them have one property. Okay, right. I might be talking complete shit, I don't know, we'll see. So what I'll do is, I'll say third level, because then I can use the code elsewhere. And then that'll be first level. And I'll say I'm sure there's some programmers out there right now crying watching this, but then now let's try key. So I come from a .NET background. These would be capitals, and all your function level variables on one side would actually be lowercase. Lowercase at the start, and then like camel case. Okay, right. So JSON response is still. Oh, actually, I need to index. Because here indexes each of these. The top node is actually indexed. Actually, would that be second? So that would be in a sense that would be first, because the first level node, top level node is indexed in this case. So that would be first level. That would be second. So that would actually be key. So key is it? No, that's first level. That's second level. Yeah, I was right first time, I think. So that would be index. May or may not work, we'll find out. That would be first level, which would be... Yeah. Oh, first object, I suppose, and then these would be potentially properties that are variables that are objects in themselves. So teams in this case would be, that would be second level. Well, in that case I call this second level property. Or second level key. And then, that's rubbish. That'll be that. I've already made a mistake of putting things in quotes and there shouldn't be today. I don't want to start making a habit of such a crap mistake. So, let me just, let's see if this works. Actually, hold on. I put the key in. I need to put a value in, don't I? Let's write down like next step. realise. So this equals it. I was going to do this to create requests from each of these and test for their existence, but I think I might leave that till later. Actually, I'm telling you something if it's going to be shit, to be honest. Hear myself think now. So just comment all these out and see if it works. If it does work, I'll just remove all this code. So I should be able to do this, right? Well, index in this case is 0. First level is teams, I think. No, it's not. It's links with an underscore in front of it. See, I don't really like the... This is one of the things that annoys me a bit about Postman. Annoys me a bit about the IDE and the code editor side of it. There's no code completion. There's no real debugging that I can see. I can't step through the code like you can with a normal IDE. I'm sure it's designed like that, unless there's some option I'm missing. Tweet. See, I'm a Twitter addict as much as the next person, but do you really need, your IDE to have tweet about us in it? Apart from that, it's fine. It does a great job. Really, really good job. In the important stuff, it does a good job. I think that, as far as I can tell, so that'll be teams, and then key will be this. I can put a comma, a semicolon at the end, and then just I'll execute and see how this looks. I suspect it won't work first time. Made some mistakes somewhere. Oh, I've made some code error, I think. Alright, okay, that's great. Alright, where? What line? Yeah, please put a line number in. Unless it's highlighted. Oh, there. Alright, sorry. Get value for JSON. No, that can't be right. Oh no, that's fine. So I've missed out a I've put one too many brackets, I think. Parentheses. So I've just got to check where it is. It's weird, I can't see any. Does it want to appear? Oh, I expected an identifier and then saw closing. Oh, yep. That's why. It's a cut and paste error from here. It's I hadn't taken it out its test function properly. As a parameter in pm.test properly yet. Now that should work actually, I think. Okay, right. So it's saying assertion error null, expected null to deeply equal undefined. So it's saying first of all that this is null and that's undefined. Alright, let's just do this. Before it gets to there, do console.log JSON links t. I shouldn't call it that. Should give it proper names. JSON second level. That's right now. JSON oh right, yeah. It's actually a third level. I think I might I think the rest is actually a third level, which is oh yeah, it's because of this. I've changed it back. Oh no, that's fine. So I changed it just now. So that should be second level. I'll rename it. I'll have to rename some of these. Maybe I've got myself into a tiz. So this is links. Let me just. This is links, and this must be, and I want this to be self. Let's just do what JSON at the second level is before actually. Now I'll do JSON links. At least this should be the second level. No, that's first object. There's some inconsistency with names here. That's so the first object is all of this. Yeah, I think I've got the first level is links. Actually, I'll just see what the second level is, and then at least one of these will have the error. Also, I don't think I filled it in links, teams. Oh, I know what I've done. href. See, if this was a proper if this had like a proper debugger in, not for me to slag off, Postman. It's not a bad tool, and I'm still learning it. These are just first impressions. I'm sure a lot of these are my own mistakes. Let's just see what this looks like. I'll change this name because it's not what I want. But for the moment, I'll run it. Second level. Excellent, I think that's worked. So I'm a bit stuck as to what to call See, this should be the second level here. Because the first level is links. That should be the second level. And then, yeah, that's... But this is an object in itself. I'll just say JSON base level. I can't think of what to call it at the moment. I'll just make some comments for this. The root level. Okay, it's not the same comment for this, obviously. No, because I want it to be generic. I don't want to put it in JavaScript object with 3 no, just say JavaScript array. This is what it is. Top object. Two listed layers of objects. No, well, that's not an object. That's just a property. So links is the second level. That's the first. That becomes the base level, I suppose. No, different from the root, isn't it? Well, the base will be the root for this one. Depends how you define it. So I'll just take this line. The lowest, let's say at the lowest level. The lowest layer, I suppose. Probably not a great comment, actually. I need to rewrite some of these. I won't do it just yet. Lowest. Base Well, that'd be the highest or the lowest. That's a good point. What's a leaf? It's just like a tree in a way. Like a tree data, almost like a tree data structure. I said the leaf node. These are essentially nodes, aren't they? Nodes of objects. Does that make any sense? No, this is not really true, is it? Let's say layers. What is a tree? Let's say the base layer, not the root layer. Get rid of these. Look at the test result again. Link teams. So teams is actually what I'll. So let me just change that to something else. Change that to ETH and see what happens. I should change that to href. Base level is not defined. I think base level is what I call the object. Oh, I've made a mistake, haven't I? I thought this might be a bit problematic. It shouldn't be, it's actually fairly easy code. No, it's should be called second level. Okay, let's try that again. JSON links team, JSON base level, yeah. So that says it works. I'm not convinced, you know, as a tester we should never truly be convinced. So not first time around, so I'll change that to, I don't want it to be a false positive. I'd much rather know now if it is. So this should fail because there's no node called hrefs, which is fine. Let me just see what happens if I do this. Yeah, it looks alright. So with that code, I should be able to do tests for each of those. By each of those, I mean each of these. Sorry, each of these link teams. I'll just say href. And it should be relatively easy for me to do this. So what I can do is to I'll change top competition the wording in the test description or name, if you will. It's not it's a very clumsy way of going about it, but that's self. So that's the URL that brings up just the competition details. Play around with those a bit later on. Now this is only the second time I've really spent any time at all using Postman. I haven't looked yet at, well, I have looked at headers. I looked at those yesterday. I haven't written any tests for headers for the football API. You can see some in the Postman API there. Saying, what's wrong now? Expected that until links. What have I done? I'm missing semicolon. Where? Oh yeah, I know what it is. Miss that double quote. No, and that's not Teams, that's self here. Fixtures is the next one. And next one's a league table. So fixtures in this case is, I should put the right link in first time round instead of faffing about with it now. I've easily forgotten, failed the test. Well, I would have picked it up, of course, after the test failed, but still. Hold on. Alright, that's better. So in principle, I can apply this to any league in that API response, having turned the index into a parameter. Ooh, how's it going? Oh no, that's the wrong one. That looks pretty good. Well, one thing I need to change is that's not fixtures, that's league table. There's something wrong actually, I made a mistake. So league table is actually this league table, which is fine here, but the actual description is wrong. So it wouldn't impact on the test. It's still a bit sloppy. Fixtures href, league table href actually. So it matches the naming I've used above. So you get the URL correct. I imagine this will pass first time. Just pick one of these. And the bottom one should fail because The deep match fail raises an assertion error. Excellent. That's a good start. I'm going to check this into my GitHub when I have a moment. Just to show you my GitHub, to show you some various programming projects and other things I've worked on. You can find it here, Paul Walters Dev. Well, I've done various tools for creating fake test data, fake and Excel. A tool which I wrote for a programming project last year, where I took another framework called Python Requests and allowed you to fill in parameters in an Excel file, and then it runs a request against those parameters, reports the result. There's a lot more work that needs to be done with that one. I wrote it in a rush and the coding's a bit crap, but I will actually change it. And this is a list of free learning resources for testers. And this is just a list of links to various learning resources. Not one for, oh, there is one for Postman. That's the docs that I'm referring to at the moment. I need to add a lot more to this. Test reporting, programming, academic computer science. And you can find it here, github.com, Paul Walters Dev, free learning resources for software testers. Now I'll be adding the, I'll add like a series of API exercises, examples like I've done here. I'll probably upload this when it's finished, along with some instructions. That's how I got this far. I'll be tightening up this code. I'll probably replace this entirely using object.keys or something. I'll just have to come back and have a look. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to upload this to YouTube as well. Thank you very much, anyone who's watched this. And have a good night.